Well, last year, Amazon reportedly intercepted and seized more than 2 million counterfeit products before they were delivered to customers. The online giant invested more than $900 million and employed more than 10,000 people to, quote, protect its stores from fraud and abuse, and their efforts blocked more than 10 billion suspect listings.
It comes as Pfizer issues a warning to Australians not to buy its vaccine on the internet, with concerns that consumers could be sold counterfeit coronavirus shots from cyber criminals. Today, we're revealing the ways to spot a phony product, how to stay one step ahead of the scammers, plus your rights as a consumer.
Well, we welcome back consumer commentator and CEO of Handle My Complaints, Joe Ucukalo. Hi, Joe.
Good morning.
Well, let's start with the vaccine concerns. Pfizer is reminding Australians that its products are not sold on the internet, including online pharmacies. I mean, how prevalent are COVID scams? It'd take a brave person to buy a vaccine and inject themselves off the internet, surely.
Look, it is risky, right, buying things off the internet, particularly when they're health related, but scammers, they are amazing at sensing whatever's topical for consumers and preying on people's fear. So right now, we're all talking about COVID, vaccines, there's a lot of fear attached to that, and scammers know that and they find a way to sell it. So yes, it's a great reminder to say that Pfizer vaccines will not be sold online, not through online pharmacies. You can only get them through government-approved centres and through your doctor as well. That's how you get the vaccine.
Make sure you do that. Joe, a few months back we spoke to you about fake Penfolds wine. I think it was called Benfolds. Knock-off Nike shoes as well. Now Amazon is in the headlines. Why aren't authorities doing more? Are things only getting worse?
Matt, that's a great question, and yes, they are getting worse because the way that global trade is working. We've got access to everything online, right? So we spend all our time online shopping for things. The authorities are really keen. They're really keen to crack down. But as those numbers suggests, counterfeit and fake goods, they're a huge problem. Like, you just look at it. 10 billion listings were denied from Amazon. That's a huge amount. They only allowed 6% of people to become sellers if they wanted to do so. And we're just talking Amazon. So you think about how much we buy and sell online. It's a huge problem. And it's going to take efforts from the brands, from the platforms, from the consumers and from the regulators. We all need to get involved. If you spot a scam, tell people, tell the brand, tell the platform you're buying it from, and tell the governments.
There's a new bill being discussed in the US that would hold online retailers like Amazon, we're talking about, or eBay, would hold them liable for counterfeit products sold through the platforms. What do we think of that idea, Joe? Has that got merit?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's like a really progressive idea from the US government. What they want to do is hold the digital platforms like the eBays and the Amazons, hold them liable when they don't take enough preventative and action when they know that there's fake goods being sold that are dangerous. So what we're talking about is items that could harm you, and that's really important for people to know. You know, counterfeit goods can actually impact on your health. The worst case is they can kill you. So, I just wonder how the government is going to police such a law, but, they're still in discussions here.
Joe, a friend of mine, I'm not saying Kylie, actively seek out fakes because they are much, much cheaper than the real deal. I'm not saying it's Kylie. Can a shopper get stung if they're caught buying from a scammer, though? What's the worst that could happen?
Yes, people who aren't Kylie and look for fake goods, they can get stung, but in reality, it's really unlikely that, you'll get, the government knocking at your door if you've just got a fake handbag, for instance. But that's why it's really important to remind people we're talking about fake health products here. Your health is really important. So, you might not have the authorities knocking at your door, but you might have some serious side effects to things that you buy online. So how I like to think about, like, scammers, think of them as bad actors, right? So firstly, they might be bad in terms of, being a woeful actor, which means the scam's really, really easy to spot and you steer clear of it. But the other way they might be bad actors is they are impeccable in their acting. They're just bad apples. So you also want to steer clear of something that is a scam, even though it looks like the legitimate product.
OK, we're about to go, Jo, but you've got some tips for us, the most common counterfeits and that we need to be aware of.
Yep, so toys. Toys is a huge area for scams. We've got fashion and cosmetics. Car parts is another one that you might not be aware of, and obviously electronics as well.
So, Jo, just lastly, how do we avoid these scammers and these fakes?
Yeah, so look to go to authorised websites, steer clear of, dodgy looking ads or even good ones on social media. Go direct to where you want to buy from, and, be wary of things with lots of discounts. Do your research as well. That's a really great way. Ask for extra photos, look for reviews. Be a savvy shopper when you're online.
Love it. Terrific. Thank you so much, Jo. All good advice.
Thank you.
2 words,
Yes.
Banksy artwork. It has got to be the most faked thing on the internet.
Really?
Very hard to get.
Yeah.
And it's worth about 300 grand for a print.
Right.
Millions of dollars for a real one.
Actually,
Anyway,
I might just write that down. Have you got a pen?
Banksy.
No,
Banksy.
they're in my
It's also
in my
spray.
Brada handbag. Can you just get my pen?
yes, that's right. My goosey.